Well, welcome to another episode of Money Mouth. You are here with John B. Easy Durnell, and of course, I'm here with my buddy Duke Thompson. Duke, how's life going for you right now?
Life is great, man. Can't complain. We're still in the money.
We are still in the money. We are still in the money. Don't even add any more to that right now. Just
we are in the money, man. We're winners, damn it, and that's what winners do.
We are winners. We are winners. We went 8-6 this week. So I mean, granted, the victories were not great, but they were more than the losses, and that's kind of all that matters right now. If you are a true fan listening to this, maybe just pick and choose which ones you believe we are right on, and then maybe you'll make a bunch of money and donate it to us as a lovely charity.
We are taking donations, my friend.
We'll definitely take donations. I have no shame in that, or sponsorships. You got some shit you want us to plug? We'll put that out there.
We'll plug anything.
Well, I don't know about plug anything.
Oh,
I mean, I have some morals. You know?
We got a line somewhere. Our HR department has to talk to us. But
that's right. Yeah, there's a line. There is a line. But speaking of lines, we were making some bets, and if you like
let's go over record.
Yes, go over the results.
Okay. Last week, we went 8-6, like you said, with the potential to win 49-53. We actually won 28-50. So our loss potential is 21-03, which finished us off at 107.96. We started the week at 107.43. So we won 53 cents, man.
Yeah.
We lost our parlay. We're 0-3 on parlays, but we are 3-0 in our lock of the weeks, my friend.
That's right. Our locks of the week. I feel like the characters from The Simpsons that were like lock of the week business, and like, but I feel like confident in mine. Yeah, the shoe and lock of the week. But I feel confident in mine because again, we are 3-0. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Overall record is 22-15. So we are beating the 52.4% rating. So the only thing is Bama didn't cover, so screwed our parlay.
They barely didn't cover. They got a little sloppy at the end with defense. I actually thought it was fine, and then you told me they didn't cover, and I didn't watch to see that there was a late touchdown.
I know.
That's fine, man. That's fine. You know, because Georgia did what we expected them to do, even though they're all out there rocking the pink, showing support for this man, and they just trucked right through their team. That's just disgraceful. I mean, you have to do that. You're going to show support for the man's wife, then beat him 55-0. Oh, goodness. Oh, my. Y'all can let him score a field goal.
That's right. That's right, man. You can let that man score. Penn State didn't cover. Michigan State didn't cover. USC don't have no pride. And Georgia State, they tried, but they did not beat the spread.
Man, they did try. But, you know what? That's fine, though. That's fine. We know where these teams stand a little bit more now because we're getting into week 4.
Well, 4 weeks in, I mean, it's like the NFL season off for the people who are just freaking out about 2 games and proclaiming who's champion now. We got a whole season, people.
Things are getting crazy. But I mean, I feel bad for your Titans now. Now they're basically making it like it's a free for all in the South Division right now. They're like, who knows who's going to win this?
I mean, Deshaun Watson's going down. Ben Roethlisberger went down. Drew Brees went down. Who else, man? I mean, like, my goodness, man. It's like
the list is getting longer. I'll tell you that, man.
Nuts,
I mean,
man.
Like, we already lost Foles. I mean, like,
I forgot about Foles, dude.
Yeah.
Foles like the first one to go down, dude.
Right, dude. We will soon have only backup quarterbacks. It's going to be the craziest year of fantasy football where everybody's picking second stringers trying to make it. Oh, and Andrew Luck before the season even started.
That's right, because they broke. And Cam Newton probably won't finish the season.
Yeah, Cam Newton's looking bad. He might not finish either. Yeah, good grief. Yeah. Good grief. And you know Eli's done. Eli looks done on the field. They're trying to show his stats like he's done something. I saw today they were like, he threw for 250 yards. I'm like, 50 of those yards were the final drive of the game with like 12 seconds left, and no one was trying to stop anything. They were just like, don't let him score. So
that's
you got
right.
50 of those yards off. So for a professional athlete to have only thrown for 200 yards, that ain't that great.
Well, let's start off with some easy games this week, man. I think you feel pretty comfortable about. I'm just going to start with a softball slow pitch for you. LSU versus Vanderbilt. LSU, obviously number 4 in the nation, is favored by 23.5. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? If I'm going to be honest with you, I feel great about it. Vanderbilt has lost both of their games, but now by over 20 points. One was 24, the other one was 28, I believe. Also, LSU has been playing good football, and I think they know if they want to keep up with Georgia, who's number 3 in the nation, them being number 4, another SEC team, and Alabama number 2. Wouldn't that be insane? 2, 3, and 4 all coming out of the SEC.
Ooh, I mean nobody else is.
That'd be some craziness. But right now, I think LSU knows that they have to play these games and play them hard and have no mercy. And I don't think Vanderbilt's going to be able to stop the bum rush. So I think LSU is a safe bet.
I agree with you. LSU to cover. All right. My next game I want to talk to you about was Tennessee and Florida.
I knew you were going to talk about this one, man. This is outrageous.
This is outrageous. You're going to give Florida that much disrespect by 14 when Tennessee.
Well, okay, now Florida barely beat Kentucky. Okay, I mean
Kentucky's a good team, man.
Yeah, but I mean, still, they still beat them.
It's in the swamp at noon.
Yeah, I don't know if the time of day really has anything to do with it. I think they'll beat them day, night, or any other time.
Day, night, in between.
But it is just 14 points, and I don't know. I think Tennessee is about to be shown for, who they really are because, goodness, they beat the mess out of Chattanooga, and I think they're going to try to act like they've done something. So I think Florida's going to go at them to the best of their ability. I just hope Tennessee's ready for it. But what's the spread, 14? Is that right?
It's only 14, man. I feel like that's like 3 minutes of scoring.
All right, well, let's go. Yeah, I'll go Florida. I mean, I don't believe in Tennessee, so I'll take Florida on that.
It's like they can't get their crap together after BYU lost and Georgia State lost.
Well, I mean, I don't know about all of that, but I mean, until they prove me otherwise, I'm not going to believe that they're a true team.
No. So who are you looking at?
Well, there's also some other ones that are fairly interesting within the SEC because they have Kentucky going to Mississippi State, and right now Kentucky
7.5. I have.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean Kentucky only lost to Florida, which, I mean, to be honest with you, is not really that bad of a loss since they lost at home and only lost by a touchdown. Now, Mississippi State's loss, though, is to Kansas State, who, I mean, I haven't heard a lot about people screaming, being like, that's the team this year. So, I mean, Florida's at least in the top 10, So I think Kentucky can actually go in there and actually put up a pretty good showing. I don't really think Mississippi State is that true, or at least I haven't seen anything to tell me that. So I would say Kentucky is probably going to be able to cover that 7 points.
I think it's going to be a closer game. Mississippi. I like Kentucky. They barely lost to Florida in the swamp at night when, that's the –
No, they weren't in the swamp. They were at home.
Oh, well, still at night.
They still played a pretty good game. I mean, like, to only lose by a score, that's not bad.
Not bad. I go Kentucky also on that one. I like that. 7.5 is just disrespect to a team that's really coming along.
Now, I really don't know what to think about Georgia and Notre Dame.
I don't even have that on my list. What's the spread on that one?
Well, the spread on that is 13.5 in favor of Georgia. But, I mean, I don't believe Notre Dame is true in any way. And Notre Dame is listed as number 7. And I know if Georgia puts boot to ass, that's really going to maybe catapult them just based on what the ranking is of the team that they're playing. And, I still don't believe ever that Notre Dame is true. But if Notre Dame ever wants to be seen as a true team, they have to beat Georgia. I just don't think they will. 13.5 means they got to get 2 touchdowns at least. I mean, I don't feel great about it, but I definitely know that Georgia's the better team.
Oh, for sure. I know. I just don't believe in Notre Dame. Really?
No, I mean, why should you ever?
I just don't.
I mean, they always rank them higher than they ever should be. I mean, granted, so far this year they beat Louisville, who I mean is a good team, but I mean, I don't know. And then they beat the mess out of New Mexico, and that's not a team worth crying home to mom about and telling anybody.
Nah, man, not at all.
So yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna stick with that decision that Notre Dame's gonna lose big to Georgia.
All right, let's add that to the list then. Georgia, Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't believe in Notre Dame. I like Georgia. I mean, they're trying to make a title run here. That's more than we can say about Notre Dame. And what was the spread on that one, my friend?
13.5.
Ooh, oh my, yeah, easy. Go Georgia on that one. One other 1.5. We will talk about this one a little bit earlier. Utah and USC. I mean, USC is at home and they're favoring Utah by 3.5.
Well, I mean, you got to go Utah, right? I mean, there's absolutely no reason to believe that USC is going to somehow pull this out. I mean, they lost in overtime to BYU, a team that, like, I was a little concerned about last week, and I didn't feel like 100% comfortable in our bet. But I just, I was like, yeah, let's see what happens. And, when you roll the dice on stuff like that, then you know what? Then you get burnt. So this time I feel a little more confident. It's a Friday night game, so it's going to be a little odd as well. I think Utah is just going to show off that they are the better team and that they're not afraid of, the big bad USC Trojans,
I'm not afraid of big bad C Trojans. I know, man. Keyshawn, where you at? You need to go back into school and put those pads on for USC because he's about the only person going to save them.
I think he's a little too old to enroll.
Oh man,
his years of eligibility have since gone.
We can scam his way if William H. Macy's wife can scam her way into it.
She's getting 14 days in a cush prison, man. You leave that woman alone, all right?
14 days in cupcake jail, dude.
No, cupcake prison, all right? It is a prison.
Make her go say a week at fucking L.A. County Jail, man.
I don't know. She'll probably get to like shower by herself. She'll probably have they'll probably have like a shower room for individual showers and everything. The most posh prison ever.
The most posh prison. Exactly.
She probably won't even have a cellie. They'll probably be like, nah.
Oh, dude. She's going protective custody.
They can't put her around real thugs.
Nah, man, they're gonna like.
T-Rock about to stab her. You can't get Felicity Huffman stabbed.
No, man, that's just wrong, man. Just wrong.
We got a little off topic now.
Well, that's funny though.
That's good stuff, man. That's what the people need to hear about. They need to hear about the possibility of Felicity Huffman's.
I mean, that does have something to do with gambling, a little bit.
Her life is
how many days she make it.
She'll make it all 14. I mean, she ain't that baby soft, I hope, man. Goodness, it's not like she'd have to spend at least Paris Hilton spent like a month, right? she at least gave it a little bit of time.
She tried, man. Paris Hilton was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I got more.
She gave it a month.
She got more grit.
Felicity Huffman only got to go 14 days. I mean, that's because everybody loved Desperate Housewives. That's what that shit's about.
That's true. Let's see here. Moving on.
I got Texas and Oklahoma State here, man, with Texas with Texas with 5 points on it.
I was looking at that too, man. I like that. See, that's what we're thinking about.
Texas is probably mad. They got burnt by the game with LSU. They know they're supposed to be a good team. They're at home. It's only 5. I think they got it.
Let's see. Texas. Oh, wait. It's only at 5 right now? Wow.
What do you have it listed at?
Because when I was looking at it, I'm placing on bets as we do this. So just scrolling through. When I wrote it down yesterday, right when the lines dropped, it was at 7. So it already went down to 5. Public money came on Oklahoma State. Yeah, I want to take Texas in that one. They're at home.
Even if it's 7, I'd still take that. I mean, I don't think that Texas is – I mean, even though Oklahoma State is 3-0, it's just Texas knows they have to win this game after the loss to LSU. I mean, that's just how it is. Now, Oklahoma State's victories are not impressive by any means. I mean, they beat Oregon State and Tulsa. I mean, like, come on, dude. That's no one to never have we talked about those teams being ever in the top 25 or even in a race amongst the top 25. So I think that's a pretty safe bet there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that. Texas to cover +5. All right, what other games you looking at there, buddy?
Well, now I'm going to start looking more at Arizona State. I forgot who their coach is, man. And they have a pretty good coach down in Arizona State because this guy used to coach in the NFL. So we're going to go and look at them because lately they've been playing good games. They recently played Michigan State real tough, and they're the reason why we lost that game this past week. I scoffed at them beating Sacramento State. I guess, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Sacramento State's got some game. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they were just playing real sloppy. But either way, this team clearly has some defense. I don't know about their offense, but they've got some defense. Now, they're expected to win by 7.5, but my concern is they have no offense, or at least it doesn't look like they really generate much of one. So what do you think? They're playing Colorado, who's 2-1, but they're playing at home. Now, at home, they seem to generate more offense than they do on the road. But, I mean, this defense has got to be stout because, Adam, they average giving up 7 points a game. So all they have to do is get some sort of offense rolling, and they should be able to do this, right? Because Colorado is only getting 7 points at best.
Colorado. And they're playing at home, right? Colorado?
Arizona State's at home. Now, Colorado has put up some offense this season, but, I mean, you know how it is in college football and in football in general. If your defense is stout, I mean, you can stop probably anybody. And clearly, Arizona State's defense is pretty good because, I mean, 7. That is all they have given up all season. That's each team has only given up 7 points. Or they've only given up 7 points to each team. Just one touchdown.
Man, that just –
because isn't Tony Dungy coaching them?
No. Herm Edwards, my friend.
Herm Edwards, that's right.
You play to win the game.
They have Herm Edwards down there, dude.
I like that, too. You know, I'm a huge fan of Herm Edwards. Love him.
I mean, he's clearly coaching these boys with some defense in mind. And so I think the defense is going to put together a game. Heck, may even get a turnover for a score because, I mean, goodness, they're holding teams down.
Yep. You know, I got to go with ASU on that. So
I think he's changing the culture there, that's for sure.
He definitely is changing the culture. So let me write that down. ASU, what was the point spread?
The spread on that is 7.5.
I
mean, they got to get it. They got to get a 10, but I mean, I think they can get it done. I just don't think Colorado's going to do a lot. Not with the way this defense has been playing. How do you feel? Oh.
All right, man. I like Arizona State at Colorado. Could cover the 7.5. Another game that, you know, let's get a little weird about this, huh? South Alabama, which is your home state, versus University of Alabama at Birmingham.
What the hell?
University of Alabama Birmingham is favored by 10.5.
Okay, this is really scraping the barrel here.
No,
so
man, we just want to throw this like different. We represent all schools when it comes to gambling.
No, that's fine, man, and I'm cool with representing all schools. So we're doing University of Alabama Birmingham versus South Alabama. All right.
South Alabama, man.
Now, South Alabama is a team that's only won one game this year. Granted, they're basically being brought in thus far to be the whipping boys. I mean, they went to Nebraska and got their butts kicked like they were supposed to. And then for some reason, they brought in Memphis to play them. I don't think that's the same conference. I mean, asking Memphis to come over there just to slaughter you is weird. But either way, they did beat Jackson State this year pretty well. Now, University of Alabama Birmingham, I believe they're known as the Blazers or something.
The Blazers, man. I like that name, man.
They do have dragons, but, I mean, they're not winning convincing games. I mean, they beat Alabama State by 5, and they beat Akron by 11, but I don't know.
I like South Alabama, man. I just don't believe in the Blazers.
What? Oh, you were going with South Alabama on this one? They've only won one game, dude. And
hey, we could disagree. You know, we could put that aside and say move on.
I'm just saying they've only won one game. Now, I know, again, they've been brought in to be the whipping boy at other teams, but, dude, I mean, do you know Jackson State? I mean, they haven't won any games, so, I mean, they're clearly not a good game or a good team at all. I mean, you're talking about a team that hasn't won anything versus the Blazers who have won 2.
If your school has more than university attached to it, you're probably not a good team. Yeah.
Well, you never know. I mean, you never know. There's some pretty good teams out there that might have a little more to their name. But here's a game that I wanted to bring up. It's another top 25 game. It's a game that's happening, I believe, in your state. It involves Washington State, and they will be playing a team that's fairly decent, maybe. I don't know. At least they're supposed to be in UCLA. Now, UCLA has only scored 14 points in every game this season thus far.
Oh, yeah, dude. I like this game. I know what you mean.
Now, Washington State has been putting up some pretty big numbers. We have 58, 59, and 31, and that was against Houston, which is a team that you know is going to put up some points and also have some defense because, you know, they're at home. They have some pride. Football's a little different there. Chip Kelly is supposed to be some sort of offensive guru, and his offense ain't moving the ball. And he's definitely not known for his defense, which is going to be bad when you're looking at a quarterback on the other side that has thrown for 1,300 yards already in 3 games. That's easily 400 or so per game, a little over 400 per game, right? Good grief, dude. That's over 400 yards per game. And he's averaging at least 4 touchdowns per game. So if he gets 4 touchdowns and they only get 14 points already right there, we've got the 14-point spread, and I feel like there's going to be more scoring than just him. So I think the 18.5 is a safe bet.
Ooh, well, right now it's at 19.
Oh, well, that's safe. Even still safe.
Safer. It's still safe, people.
I think it's, again, with just how much UCLA has scored versus how much the quarterback has scored, that's already the 14 points, not to mention the rest of the team is going to be scoring.
It takes time to develop a university. Chip Kelly's only been there for 2 years now, so we really can't judge him at year 4. So I still say, like, he still the guy's recruits in there yet. I mean, he's still, like, trying just to put something together. I like Washington State at home at 10:30 at night. UCLA, they're gonna suit up, man. They're gonna suit up. But
here's the thing: is I think he's already kind of lost the team. Like once you go 0-3, you already kind of realize you're not going to be winning a lot of games this year. You know, so it's hard to get up for these games when you've already lost to Cincinnati, San Diego State. Now Oklahoma, I mean, you're going to lose that. That's not a bad loss, but you know, you'd already lost 2 before.
Exactly, man. You've already lost 2 before. We don't know what the hell you're doing now, Chip. So I got to say, Washington State to cover the 19 points. And on that note, we got our first 7 games covered. We're going to take a little short break. listeners can go ahead and place their bets. As during the break, take your time, understand we're here to make you money, and we'll be right back. And we're out.
I love you're like, we're here to make you money.
We're here to make you money, man. That's right, dude. Always. Because who else is, huh? And welcome back to Money Mouth. I am your host, Duke Thompson, with my co-host, John B. Easy to Nail.
Yo.
The show that wants to make you money. So
sometimes they won't let us make money, man.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, my bookie just says I can't bet on Kentucky for some reason. So, my bookie says bookie got an attitude, and I don't want to bet for that. So we're gonna pick another game. Right now, I want to talk to you about the Oregon versus Stanford, man. Oregon's only favored by 9.
Well, I mean, because they're at Stanford, and Stanford has to do better. I mean, they went across the country and got just walloped in Florida. I mean, just really, really bad. I'll go with Oregon with you on that. Just because
Stanford did lose to USC.
Well, I mean, Stanford's lost to USC. They also lost to UCF. They lost to them pretty bad. I mean, actually, both of those games they lost pretty bad, and the only one that they won this year was against Northwestern. And I mean, they kind of barely got through that one. So. Yeah, I got to think that Oregon's going to go at them, and I think they might smell blood in the water.
Yeah, they're trying to jump up. Right now at 16, they want to come back from that loss over Auburn from the beginning of the year. Maybe they could make it. Some teams drop down. Bigger wins. This is a statement game for Oregon. I got to go. I got to go with Oregon. Right now it's just at 10.5, so we'll get on that at $2.50 a bet. And another one I want to talk to you about was Bama and Southern Mississippi. Bama is favored by 39.
I mean, I knew you would talk about this one. Alabama usually covers the spread, but they didn't this past week.
But that was against another SEC team, South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, still. But, I mean, this spread is, outright ridiculous. I mean, we're looking at what? Almost 40 points in this spread?
39. Yes.
39. I don't know, man. I mean, at that point, we're getting into ridiculous. Like, if this was anything closer, I mean, that's asking a lot. I mean, I know that they're going to win, and I know they're going to win big, but it's a bit much to ask for that. I mean, they did already lose to an SEC team earlier this year by 23 points of Mississippi State. Now, you're asking for Alabama to kind of double that, which I'm not saying that they're not doubly as good as them. I just don't know if they're going to run it up all the way up to 42,
Yeah, this seems like one of those cupcake. This absolutely, but we're going to send like those third string guys in.
I just don't. I know they're going to win, but you're asking for 42 on them. You're asking them to hang at least 6 extra touchdowns. I just don't know, because here's the reason why I'm not sure that they're going to do the 6 extra touchdowns is because the very next week is when they kind of start their real storming through the SEC with Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Tennessee.
Yeah, so, I agree with you. Let's just stay away from that.
Like, I just don't know if they're going to get them by that much, Like, I could see them doing it by 35, but then, we get screwed.
And then we get screwed. They do about 38, and then we get screwed.
Right. So that's still a good victory for them.
Let's talk
about that Michigan, man.
Michigan, yes, dude. I want to talk about Michigan. Michigan's just, I don't know what the problem is. They almost lost to Army. in overtime. Number 10 in the nation, I think that's too high for them. Wisconsin coming into actually, they're going to Wisconsin, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to be in Wisconsin. And
I like
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin in this one, man. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I do too. Yeah, of course. Why not?
I mean, I don't understand. I just don't believe in Michigan just being that powerhouse that they used to be. Mr. Khakis ain't doing a good job with that team. I don't know how the hell you let Army come into your house and let them push you around.
Right.
I mean, that was almost as embarrassing as Appalachian State many years ago. So
yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I mean, that was probably about 10 years ago at this point in time when they went in there and beat them. But either way, dude, it's got to be Wisconsin. There's no way I would believe Michigan's pulling this off at all, let alone, yeah, losing by less than 3.
Yep. I mean, I got to agree with you on that one. So, speaking of Appalachian State, you said you want to address that game?
I mean, let's do it. They're on the road, correct, on this one, right?
Yes, North Carolina. And they're only the 4-point underdog.
North Carolina's a pretty decent squad. They're 2-1. They lost to Wake Forest, which is not great. I mean, they also barely beat South Carolina, and they barely beat Miami. So that's why they're only giving them 3 points, because, I mean, it feels like it's just going to be like a field goal game if they do pull this off. But why not? Let's go with State. They've won it for us in the past. Let's go with them this time too.
I like them. And actually, right now, public money has them. The public's betting on Appalachian State, so North Carolina is only favored by 3 now. So that's actually good for us. I feel like they can win by 5 at least. So plus 3.
Oh, wait. We're going on North Carolina?
Oh, wait. You want to go to North Carolina or Appalachian State?
No, on State. On Appalachian.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm just saying public money right now with bookies says that's dropped down to 3 points from 4 from yesterday. So public money's coming on Appalachian State.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So they're dropping down so I feel good about 3 points. Absolutely. That feels like a gimme almost,
Right. That means
all right, man. It looks like we got enough for 2 more games. Or actually,
well, we have to have a makeup game, don't we?
Oh yeah. So 13 games and then the parlay. So 3 more games, yeah.
All right. Well. Let's see.
Because we don't tie around here, my friend. We don't do this, we went 8-8 shit. No. Either you win or you lose, man.
Okay. All right. So either you win or you lose, you win or you lose, you win or you lose. Well, let's look at what's happening all the way over in the Pacific Islands. We've got Hawaii. Do we have Hawaii on the list there as they're playing Central Arkansas?
Ooh, what time is that supposed to start?
It's it's supposed to start at 8:59 Pacific. So I guess what would that be? That's literally at 11:59.
No, 9 o'clock. So I was just trying to find it on the list here.
Oh, it's going to be the latest game.
See if the booker will let us bet on it, bastards.
See if the booker will let us even talk about it. If not, we can talk about Washington, BYU. We've also got Auburn and Texas A&M.
Let's do let's see. Washington and BYU. Let me see if that's on the list. So apparently he's yelling in my ear about how we can't do that Hawaii game. I hate Hawaii. It's like, okay.
All right. No Hawaii game. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
You got to play by his rules,
Yeah.
So Washington, number 22 versus BYU.
Yeah.
At home, BYU.
Now, BYU has been playing very well as of late. And They apparently have a couple of boys on the team that can play some games because they're really – I mean, they're getting it done at least late. I mean, they keep winning in overtime, but that's why I'm going to say that their overtime shenanigans might come to an end, and I actually think Washington can come in there and get them because they've been playing 2 long games in a row. They've played 2 really hard games. They might be tattered. They might be a little beaten. I think Washington can actually get them on this.
I think Washington University can. BYU, you gave up a fight. I know you're at home, but it's like when the ocean is crashing against the wall. Eventually, the wall is just going to wear down by erosion, and BYU is just slowly coming apart. It's a long season, and they play 3 tough games.
Well, I'm not going to say they're coming apart, but I just think that's just, that's too much all at once.
Not coming apart. I'm sorry. Just fatigue. Just,
Right.
They're not like, I mean, half these kids are married, for God's sakes, okay? The average age is like 20. So, I'm sure they're popping babies out. These guys ain't going pro. This ain't Steve Young. So.
Hey, you don't know. They apparently, according to Keyshawn, they got a couple boys out there.
Oh, okay. Well, Keyshawn's a boy. Holler at Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Johnson, baby, yeah.
Keyshawn, woo! Woo, woo! Alrighty. So, Black. I'm sorry,
oh, my God. That's Travis.
That's Travis. That's right. We love that show. So, we're going to go with Washington University to cover. I like that pick. +6. So, they're favored by 6. All right, 2 more games, buddy.
All right, there's Auburn and Texas A&M. It's an interesting game because Auburn is undefeated and Texas A&M is favored. I think it's going to be a scrap. I don't think Auburn's going to walk in there and get beat because Auburn has some defense, man. They put together a pretty good game against Oregon to start the season. And, Texas A&M's a good team, but I don't know if they're that good. So I think Auburn can get this one done.
Let me see if a bookie would let a bet on it.
There's no way he won't. I mean,
he's just an a-hole sometimes because he knows we're from the South. He knows we know our football. He gets so jealous sometimes of that because, he's always looking for that easy mark. And we're not easy marks, people.
Not anymore.
So I got Auburn at 4. Whoa, they favored Texas A&M at home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, did you know they just recently said that Texas A&M is the most valuable university football program in all of America? I could not believe that, but whatever. So I'm going to bring on the parade, man. Auburn easily comes in there and wins by a field goal. So
I don't know about easily, but I think that Auburn can at least lose by only a field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be a tight game.
Tight game, 4 points is quite a bit. And realistically, it's going to be like missed kicks like Vinatieri had this week.
Good grief.
Also, Santos.
There's no reason to bring that man into this.
No, and also, too, no reason. No wonder why you cut Santos, man. Guy can't kick a field goal, huh?
Yeah, it's true. Hey, well, we're not going to cut people who can. That makes sense.
No, that's true. But I'm waiting for Ryan Suckup to come back. That's all. All right, one more game to pick. I would like to stay in the South and see how you feel about this. Let me contact my bookie. San Jose State versus Arkansas. Arkansas is favored by 21 at home by San Jose State.
I mean, dude, I know almost nothing about this university except for they beat Northern Colorado in the beginning of the season. They also lost to Tulsa pretty badly.
Tulsa.
I mean, real bad. Arkansas isn't like amazing, but they are at least an SEC team.
Yeah, that's a point. Good point. I want to stay away from this because Arkansas screwed me before.
Yeah, I mean, because again, they're not destroying teams. They're winning. I mean, they did beat Colorado State pretty well, but they also let Colorado State score 34 points. So, I mean, they covered their spread easily on that because their offense finally, I guess, got it going. You know what? Let's do it. I mean, San Jose State doesn't wow me. So I feel all right with Arkansas. What is it, 20.5?
21 now.
21.
So 3 touchdowns.
They need 3 full touchdowns and some. Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel confident in it. Not when it's that many. Can we go with Cal and Ole Miss?
Let me find Cal and Ole Miss, man.
Because Cal hasn't been doing great. They did beat Washington in a squeaker. I don't know what really could be said for that. I mean, Cal won 20-19. From what it looks like here, it was last-minute heroics by a field goal. There's a lot.
Ole Miss is only favored by 2. Yeah, I like Ole Miss on that one, buddy.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So even though Cal has 3-0, I think Ole Miss at home should be able to take care of business.
Yes. Ole Miss at home let's go there. By 2. Ole Miss, baby. All right, man. Now that gives us all 13 picks of the week. What would you like to do with a parlay, buddy? Who do you feel good about with 3-game parlay?
In our parlay, jeez, let's go Florida. I really like, I guess, the Ole Miss game now since we looked at it, but
yeah, I mean, I did too. Cal traveling all the way across the country, that fatigue, we see it all the time in the pros.
Right. No, it's true. It's true. I don't know who the other one would be. Maybe Georgia?
I think LSU, man.
You want to go LSU?
I think that's a guarantee. Like, I just feel like it's going to come in there to be like, the number 4 of the nation, this is a statement game. They need to be at least putting like 28. I mean, Georgia put like 30 on them. So I see LSU being like, yeah, we got to do something different. I mean, Vanderbilt lost to Purdue, dude. Purdue.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, LSU's working on some offense right now, so we'll go with that. I feel safe with that too.
All right, and who's going to be a lock of the week, buddy? The games that we have, who do you feel the strongest about?
My lock of the week. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel good about Oregon going 10.5 on Stanford.
You know what? I'll say my lock of the week is probably going to be Georgia over Notre Dame. I'm going to take a risk this time with the lock. I'm going to go with something that's a pretty big gamble, but I just don't believe in Notre Dame. So
scared money don't make no money.
It's also true, but they haven't done anything to make me believe that they're a team good enough to go into Georgia a prime time and win. Last time we saw Notre Dame in prime time against a real team in the SEC, I mean, they got embarrassed. So I don't see anything. I don't think anything different will happen this time.
With going down with the hedges, man, I'm sorry. Notre Dame is not used to that kind of fandom. Right. Georgia fans are going to show up for this. Georgia's going to show out. It's going to be like, hey, it's about time for Notre Dame to join a conference. We're tired of you living off your mythology, your quote legacy, just because you were around when they were playing leather helmets does not mean you can ride that off forever. You got to play to win the game.
Hey, at least they're putting some competition on their schedule this year.
I mean, yeah. But so, yeah, I really do feel good about Georgia too. So my lock would be Oregon, about 10.5 over Stanford. And you feel good about Georgia with 13. Oh, actually, it went up to 14, but it don't matter.
I still.
Yeah, I still feel good about that. If it went up to 20, I probably still feel good about that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And all right, people. Yes, thank you for listening to the show. Like I said, we are on other podcasts too. Jonathan is on Jonathan and I are on the Ricky Williams trilogy. You can find that. Chiefing Up will be available soon when we get out, probably within the first 4 games of the season, and we can tell what these teams are like. Tighten Up is coming soon, so check that out. But follow us on the Ricky Williams trilogy Twitter page. We also have a Facebook page. John, you're doing something with LATV still.
Yeah, double overtime.
Double overtime. Please watch our YouTube where he argues his sports. Well, more like he gets yelled at by a nice Latino lady.
It's true.
Because he's wrong about everything in life because he just asks questions about football.
It's okay to be wrong. Sometimes you got to be wrong in life, you know?
But sometimes people don't like to be wrong, and she does not like to be wrong. She takes it personal. It's quite humorous because you just sit there calm, collective. If you want to see the other side of John, please listen to Ricky Williams trilogy where we get fed up with the moose over there. What was it called? You told me today. It's the TLDW or the podcast where you just sitting around smoking pot watching movies. Which one's that?
Oh, IMD Weed?
Yes, IMD Weed, people.
Yeah.
Yes. He is awesome. Please go check that out. Perspective of what movies should be. And I think all movies, before they decide who gets the Oscar, they all should sit down, smoke a big fatty, and really think about it.
Yeah, man. Well, maybe they are. That's why movies about some dude or some lady humping a fish dude won an Oscar. So
yeah, that's true.
Maybe they need to put down some of that.
Well, I think that's not the name marijuana, man. That's crack and PCP.
Yeah, maybe that's what
I don't say. I don't know, man. But we're going to get to that big to where we control the red carpet one day. So please follow us again from Music Sports. Expect this podcast out every Tuesday to get your bets in early, get you plenty of time to get your bets in. Next week, we may sprinkle in some NFL games since we know what more of these teams are about. Week 3, too many injuries, too much crap's going down. I mean, I don't know. It's just a big football. Now everybody's screaming that Tannehill needs to come in after one bad game. I'm just like, why do you even watch football, people? Like, that's my thing. If you don't like a team or you're going to talk so much crap about it, like, just follow the Pats. Follow the Steelers. If you supported a team for a long time and you can't take them, that's what I'm saying, like the Browns. If you want to change your fandom after 30 years of being screwed, I totally understand, man. That's your contract as a fan. That you got that escape clause, like all that free agency clause, man. And you can choose your team like whoever wants to. So,
well, right now the Browns are winning. They're beating the Jets, so they're doing okay.
Okay, well, they probably choke, but
Jesus, I hope not.
I think Nick Chubb's not to do good. But we will have baseball coming up, too, with the playoffs coming, and I'm sure with Dodgers. That will be fun. So we'll have more bets, and as the season progresses, basketball, football, college football, all sorts of stuff to bet on. Hell, we may even get to cricket. We don't know.
I don't know cricket, so I'm not about to just waste money on cricket.
We're not wasting money, my friend. We're investing in our future.
All right. Well, what call would you want?
So our bets this week were $250. Please bet wisely, bet to win. And anything else you need to say, John?
Nah, man, just go Chiefs.
I swear to God, please beat Jacksonville Titans. I just can't do it no more.
Good.
Have a good night.